Hey, everybody, welcome back to the Thinking Crypto channel, your home for cryptocurrency news and interviews. I hope you're all doing well. You had a great Christmas for those of you who celebrate the holidays. And I certainly did, took some time off, spent some quality time with the family. Although we are a bit under the weather this week. A lot of bugs going around, the holiday season, flu, COVID, all that stuff, but everybody's doing well. And I wanted to make this video to talk about what I think may happen in 2022 for the crypto market. And we have some big news around MicroStrategy. They have bought the dip, and as well as one of the executives at Alibaba tweeting about crypto. I want to share this one. This one is big. It's kind of going under the radar with the crypto media, but I think it's significant, and it's just something coming out of left field from one of the executives, and it would be a signal of Alibaba taking a big move with crypto. And we're going to talk about U.S. crypto regulations, lots of dialogue and discussions and articles and statements being put out. So I want to break it all down for you guys. Before we get to it, please go ahead and hit the thumbs up button, leave a comment below, and hit the subscribe button if you're new here. It helps support the channel and it doesn't cost you anything. If you're listening on a podcast site, please give me 5 stars. Once again, it supports the channel. This video is brought to you by Algorand, which is building the future of finance. It is the convergence between decentralized and traditional financial models, and Algorand is getting adoption across the board. For example, the city of Miami is utilizing Algorand to track air quality. Borderless Capital has launched a $500 million Algorand fund. Both Anthony Scaramucci and Michael Arrington's respective hedge funds have invested hundreds of millions of dollars in Algorand. NFTs, CBDCs are being built on the Algo blockchain or the Algorand blockchain. And I'm an Algo token holder, so I'm definitely bullish on Algorand. So if you would like to learn more, please visit algorand.com. Now, there's not much going on with the prices right now. We're kind of ending the year on a not so exciting note. I've said it many times, guys, Bitcoin moves the market. It is the rising and lowering tide that moves the market, guys. All coins will follow Bitcoin's move. And right now, Bitcoin is forming a pretty strong red candle for the weekly, for this week, at least, I should say. So last week's green candle is kind of being eliminated at this point. But we have to be patient, guys. This bull market is not over. Like I've said before, lengthening cycles are playing out. I think this thing goes into 2022 based on different metrics, trends, and macro level data. So not my feelings or emotions. Yes, I want to make money, but I also don't want to be an idiot or a fool. And I want to make sure I cash out and get my profits, right? And not head into a bear market, not having taken profits. So looking at different metrics and so forth, I do believe this thing goes into 2022. Various people are saying this. Some people are saying Bitcoin and Ethereum have already hit their peak. I'm not sure about that. I do believe Bitcoin has another move up and a blow off top to hit. Then we see the massive alt season. So from a micro perspective, it's not exciting at all. But from a macro perspective, we are still on track. And one macro investor is Dan Tapiero, who I've interviewed on the channel. He's obviously a gold bug who's now fully involved in crypto. The man has now started his 3rd crypto fund, and we're talking near $1 billion, if not over $1 billion, of funds that they're raising to invest in different cryptos and crypto companies. Now, he tweeted out a macro level chart showing potentially, now I say potentially because this is not guaranteed, Bitcoin continuing into 2022, hitting definitely over $100,000. He has here the first halfway shakeout is between 120K to 130K. And that is like around mid-year or so. And then a peak of 279K plus happening. Now, like I said, guys, not guaranteed. And of course, always do your own research. This is just one model. And it makes sense looking at previous cycles, but it doesn't have to play out that way, right? But obviously, we don't just want to make stuff up. We at least want to use facts and trends and the different levels that Bitcoin has hit. And like I said at the beginning of the video, the altcoins will follow Bitcoin's move. Now, here's what Dan tweeted in addition to that image. He said, great macro bull markets love to run into year end to get ahead of incoming January flows. Bitcoin and cryptocurrency bull proving to be the greatest of all time. Fibonacci numbers reflect natural measurements embedded in the wisdom of crowds. Topside break will accelerate. So him, guys like Raoul Pal, who I've interviewed on the channel, they're expecting this thing to go into 2022. And the data shows that. You know, I've talked about Benjamin Cohen of Into the Cryptoverse. That's his YouTube channel. You know, he's been talking about lengthening cycles for years and has actual data to show that from 2011 to 2013 to 2017, the cycles have all extended and there have been diminishing returns. So meaning you're not getting the same level of returns. Now, you can still make money, right? But the percentage of points of returns are not the same. They have been diminishing and the cycles have been lengthening. So I think the same thing is happening here. I think it's true for this respective cycle. So the TLDR, guys, is just to be patient. And if you do have the dry powder on the side, it is, you know, these respective pullbacks are really good accumulation phases. Now, not financial or investment advice. That's what I'm doing. That's what I'm talking about. I'm just sharing my perspective. I'm not telling you to go buy anything. I just want to make sure, because I don't want people to get burned because, like I said, there's no guarantees here. And I'm taking a risk where I'm comfortable with. Many times I've talked to you guys about this. I have my 401k, I have my savings, I have my income I get from my work, even the YouTube channel, and I'm paying my bills. I'm comfortable. I'm using the extra money that I can afford to lose, that if I invest it and I lose it, it won't keep me up at night. So please be careful. Just want to say that as we head into 2022, even though I'm bullish. The reason why I say that these things is because no one knows what can potentially happen. We can only speculate and we can go off of some facts. So that's what I'm trying to say. Now, what's interesting, guys, one of the reasons why I'm bullish is I'm seeing a lot of institutional investors buying the dip. Today, Michael Saylor tweeted that MicroStrategy has purchased an additional 1,914 Bitcoins for approximately $94.2 million in cash at an average price of approximately $49,229 per Bitcoin. As of December 29th, 2021, he says, we hodl approximately 124,391 Bitcoins acquired for approximately $3.75 billion at an average price of just over $30,000 per Bitcoin. So bullish. I've said it before, Michael Saylor is the biggest Bitcoin bull ever. Now, you know, when I see this, though, it gets me a bit nervous for him because it's such a huge bet that, oh my God, if it doesn't pan out, he will be wrecked. But if this does pan out, and I think it will, I'm optimistic because I see the way the world is changing. We're going full digital. I see Bitcoin getting adopted on multiple fronts and crypto as a whole as well. I think it will work out for him. But oh my gosh, if it doesn't, this would be a mega disaster. But he will become a huge legend if this thing does work out. So really interesting that he's buying the dip at this point, once again signifying these guys are expecting higher prices. Here's another example. Morgan Stanley has purchased 25,637 more 637 more shares into Grayscale Bitcoin, so the Bitcoin Trust. That brings their total shares to 83,803. They have bought the dip. Again, another point, element, or I should say, fact of argument towards this thing is continuing, that these players are buying the dips, meaning, look, they're in this not to lose money, they're in it to make money, right? They're investing just like you and I, but on a larger scale, and they want to make a good return here, of course. So the fact that they're buying now signifies they're expecting, once again, higher prices, because if Bitcoin was indeed headed to a bear market and it's going to drop down to, I don't know, 25,000, why not wait for that, right? Why are you buying at $47,000 or 46? So you got to think about this, step back and look at what these guys are doing. Forget about what they say, but what are they actually doing? And they're buying the dip. All right, here's a really bullish news. And I think once again, it's flying under the radar. Joe Tsai, who is an executive vice chairman at Alibaba Group. Alibaba is massive. It's like the Amazon of the Asian markets, guys. This man tweeted on December 28th, "I like crypto." Now, if you go look at his Twitter timeline, he's not tweeting about crypto. Let me give you some background. So just so you guys know what's going on. So Joseph Chung Sin Tsai is a Taiwanese billionaire businessman and philanthropist. He is a co-founder and executive chairman of Chinese multinational technology company Alibaba Group. Born in Taiwan and educated in the United States, he's a naturalized citizen of Canada. His approximate net worth, I believe, is about, let's see, I think it's like eight point something billion dollars. And he's also the owner, guys, of the NBA basketball team, the Brooklyn Nets. So he's a billionaire, filthy rich, and obviously still working at Alibaba. And he tweets out, "I like crypto." I think Alibaba is about to make some significant moves on crypto. And, I've talked about game theory, and you have one domino fall and watch the others follow, guys. So very bullish, in my opinion. Some may say, hey, you're reading too much into this, but I don't think so, guys. Because you put that into context of Morgan Stanley and Michael Saylor and all these different companies and all these people getting involved in crypto, right? We know adoptions here. They're all going to start accepting crypto for payments. Some are going to hold on the balance sheet or create their own crypto, right? So I see this as very bullish because of who he is, the money, the power, the influence, guys. And Alibaba has a huge customer database. So I look at it from all these different angles and I'm like, okay, they're cooking up something. So wanted to let you guys know about that. Now, there's an article here from CoinDesk, 10 2022 predictions from PwC's Henry Arslanian, if I'm saying that right. Now, PwC, if you don't recognize that brand, that is PricewaterhouseCoopers. They are considered one of the big four accounting firms in the world. They existed long before crypto and well known. Their revenue, for example, in 2021 was $45.1 billion. This is a powerhouse brand. And what's interesting, and we're going to talk about this on multiple levels, is they're now talking about crypto. Of course they are, guys. Everybody is getting involved. They can't ignore it anymore. And, years ago, it was taboo to talk about crypto or even mention it in passing. Now it's become a hot topic and they need to talk about it, and their clients are looking into it, and they have to provide services for crypto. So he gave some great predictions, and many of them are in line with what I personally think will happen in 2022 as well. So I want to go through each of them and then give my thoughts. So first up is private banks have crypto FOMO. It says here, last year, we predicted that 2021 would see many private banks enter the crypto market, and they did. 2021 saw many private banks from Morgan Stanley to JP Morgan launch Bitcoin and crypto products for their customers. Abso-freaking-lutely. Guys, it goes back to, I just think about 2020 when Brian Brooks of the OCC gave the banks the green light to custody crypto. And then we saw even JP Morgan with Jamie Dimon still crying Bitcoin is a fad, a scam, whatever. They still went ahead and launched their Bitcoin wealth fund. So did Morgan Stanley. So did Citibank, Goldman Sachs as well, right? They relaunched their crypto trading desk. So all the big banks are here. So now the smaller ones many of them are coming in. I've been sharing the news of NYDIG and what they're doing with federal credit unions and small banks across the United States. And I kept telling you guys, watch that name, watch what the moves they're doing. And they're setting up a lot of on and off ramps for these smaller federal credit unions and banks, guys. And we're seeing the dominoes falling. Just like almost every month, we're seeing new news, this federal credit union, this bank is launching, and I think one just did it with Backed, which is powered by the New York Stock Exchange, a parent company of the New York Stock Exchange. So we're seeing that happening, and I think it's going to continue. So this here, I absolutely agree with. And one I forgot to mention, BNY Mellon, they're here, the largest or the oldest, largest and oldest custodial bank. Now let's move ahead. El Salvador inspires others. So obviously El Salvador adopted Bitcoin, made it legal tender. They're going to mine Bitcoin with their volcanic energy. They airdrop Bitcoin to their users. So, what happens here, guys? Well, I do think some other neighboring countries in Latin America will follow. We're already seeing Paraguay and Panama talk about this. They're planning to introduce different bills. Will they go as far as El Salvador with airdropping Bitcoin? I'm not sure, but I do think they may make Bitcoin a legal tender for sure. And, even though the IMF and the World Bank are pushing back, I think they can't really stop these countries. And something else that is mentioned in this article, they talk about Palau and the Marshall Islands. Now, who did Palau just sign with Ripple? Sign with? It's with Ripple to build on the XRP ledger. You have the Marshall Islands. They're looking to build on Algorand. So we're seeing a move towards adopting crypto. Some are doing Bitcoin. Some are going I should say majority are doing the CBDC thing. Everybody's looking to build their CBDC, but obviously El Salvador they don't have their own currency. They're US dollar denominated. So those who are US dollar denominated may opt for more Bitcoin, following El Salvador, but those who are not, maybe they go to CBDC route, right? Well, I think they will. I think we're already seeing that. So I think we could see some of the people following El Salvador's move. All right, let's move ahead. Number 3 is make or break for Ethereum. So essentially, Ethereum has had for years delays on scaling. They've obviously launched EIP 1559. There's optimism around Ethereum 2.0, but will that fully come to fruition is what we have to wait and see. The transaction fees, the scalability sucks, right? And look, I hold Ethereum in my portfolio. I am bullish on it. I'm staking ETH too, but I do look at the market macro level, and could an Algorand, an Avalanche, a Solana, or a Tezos come in and steal market share if Ethereum does not make the respective upgrades in time? I think so, guys. I think so. The competition is heating up. You look at a lot of big players are now going into Algorand, and even Solana, guys. They get some big backers behind Solana now, and they're looking at the ridiculous fees, the transaction times, all these things. So it is definitely make or break for Ethereum. Will Ethereum die? No. Will they lose market share? Yes, I think so. So let's move ahead here. 4th is gamers catalyze Web3. Now, there's been a lot of debate with Jack Dorsey and many people on Twitter about Web3 and the metaverse and all that. I believe Web3 is real. I'm not sure why people are so down on it or attacking. I think Elon was attacking as well, but I think Web3 is crypto, blockchain, metaverse, and NFTs, and maybe some AI sprinkled into that. And I do believe the gaming industry will play a big factor in evolving and building out of the metaverse and NFTs and DeFi and so forth, because you already have the ecosystem with many games, obviously. And if you can build on top of that and play to earn and once again integrating metaverse and all that, I think this is a solid prediction here that the gaming industry will lead a lot of the efforts here, because people are already much more engaged on that front versus, let's say, brands like Nike are jumping in saying, hey, come join my metaverse. Well, I don't know if people are necessarily going to want to go jump into the Nike metaverse. Maybe they will, but they're not going to be as passionate. You're not going to get as much of the crowd or the demographic to jump right into it. It'll take time, but gamers, much more less friction into getting those people over. Now, the next prediction is NFTs are mainstream, but lacking accounting, tax, and legal clarity. I think this is pretty self-explanatory. There's obviously a big boom in NFTs. The market is hot. I do believe it's in a bubble, but every market goes into a bubble. A lot of NFTs will become worthless. Some will do well, right? But there's a lot of legal aspects that are not here. For example, intellectual property rights and all that. What happens when, some sort of IP licensing or, whichever government entity handles that, or people start suing each other. We'll see what happens there. And then accounting, taxes and so forth. Those things are probably going to come next year, guys. I think, just like it did for crypto, eventually it will come for NFTs next year, I believe. Now, next one is all eyes on China and its ECNY. Now, I don't know why they call it the ECNY. This is in context of CBDCs. And we know the digital yuan has been in the test in a while. China has been testing it. And I absolutely agree with this because China's been in the lead. And I think a lot of folks are looking to what China is doing because they're trying to expand their global reach. And I'm sure they're going to try to inject the digital yuan wherever they can. Like, for example, they are helping to industrialize a lot of countries in Africa. And if they can get people to use the digital yuan, they would have a competitive advantage. Certainly they're trying to usurp the US dollar as the world reserve currency. And obviously, whoever has the world reserve currency has a lot of power and influence. You guys know how that all works. So definitely, I think people will keep an eye on that. But I also see other countries getting their CBDCs launched. Maybe we see the digital dollar next year. We'll have to wait and see what happens. Moving ahead, centralized crypto exchanges, DEX competition. So talking about DEX meaning decentralized exchanges, I could certainly see the competition heating up. I don't think decentralized exchanges are going to outperform centralized exchanges at all because you have a lot of noobs, a lot of new people to the market. And I don't think they're ready for decentralized exchanges. Maybe 4 or 5 years from now, as people get more educated, more comfortable. But I think centralized exchanges will still be popular, especially when you have big brands, obviously like Coinbase, and you see crypto.com and FTX. These guys are doing aggressive marketing. And then you have like the traditional guys who are involved in crypto now, like PayPal and Robinhood. I think, they will continue to get market share. So I don't really see decentralized exchanges being competitive. So I don't really agree with this one. Let's move ahead. The US dominates Bitcoin mining and helps ESG. Excuse me. I absolutely believe in this. And I've been talking about it for a long time. My OG subscribers, when Trump was president and, all the China rhetoric and so forth, I said, mixed into that, I guarantee you, US wants to grab control of the Bitcoin hash rate. And they're not going to let China control it, especially when you have these corporates and hedge funds holding Bitcoin on their balance sheet. So the US now leads in Bitcoin mining, guys. And I've interviewed the largest Bitcoin mining facility or company in North America and possibly the world. I've interviewed 2 folks from Riot Blockchain and Whinstone. Riot Blockchain acquired Whinstone this year. They have the largest Bitcoin mining facility in North America. It's located in Rockdale, Texas. I just interviewed a couple of days ago Jason Les, who's the CEO of Riot Blockchain. If you haven't seen that interview, I'll put a link in the description. And then about a couple months ago, I interviewed Chad Harris, who runs Whinstone. And once again, they're the same company, but different operation side. Guys, they're doing massive stuff there. I mean, if you look at the photos on Twitter, it's like football fields of respective buildings that are housing mining rigs. It's massive. And I'm so bullish on this. And this is why I always tell you guys, don't listen to the FUD, because the United States is not banning Bitcoin mining. China did. And they let Bitcoin miners set up shop and do their business in the United States. Now, if the United States really wanted to stop that, they could easily shut these companies down and ban the hell out of them, right? But they're not. And remember what Chairman of the Fed, Powell, said. He said, there's no plans to ban Bitcoin or crypto. Guys, it's here to stay. Bitcoin will be part of this asset class. Those of you who hate Bitcoin, You need to get over that. It's okay. You don't have to hold Bitcoin. And no, you don't have to like it, but you have to accept the facts. And I hope you are looking at this without emotions and without tribalism, just seeing what's happening. And the better Bitcoin does at this early stage of the market, the better it is for the altcoins you're holding. Not many people understand that, especially the flow of capital from Bitcoin into the altcoins. So I believe the US will continue to dominate here. They're probably going to help a lot of these companies. They could probably get tax breaks. And the ESG thing, they're probably going to help them, use more renewable energy, guys. So obviously the Bitcoin Mining Council is a real thing. All the miners are part of it. Elon, Michael Saylor, and so forth. And remember what Elon had said: once Bitcoin mining hits 50% and above renewable energy, Tesla will start accepting Bitcoin payments again. Now, the next one is crypto M&A, mergers and acquisitions, turn crypto unicorns into crypto octopuses. This is the last prediction, by the way. And, we've talked about so many crypto acquisitions, mergers, and expansions this year. We saw a big one with BitGo and Galaxy Digital. Galaxy Digital, owned by Mike Novogratz, acquired BitGo, the custodian, for like $1 billion, guys. Massive acquisition. And, in 2021, the article says here, it amounted to about $25 billion in M&A. And I think that will continue, guys. And that's a healthy sign. A lot of people are so concerned about the asset prices. They don't look at the building out of the infrastructure, which will lead to higher prices. Not many people can connect that. You have to have a business thinking mind and understanding how these things work, especially, acquisitions, mergers, even marketing, right? All those things. So I absolutely agree with this. This will continue. So the only thing I didn't agree with on this list was that, decentralized exchanges would really take a lot of market share from centralized exchanges. I personally don't think so because, there's a lot of new people in the market, and I don't think they're ready for decentralized exchanges. There's a lot of roadblocks and things, hurdles to get over when you enter this market to learn about it. And I don't think people are ready for DEXs. So I would love to hear what you guys think about that, but let's jump to the other news. Here, Jason Brett, who tweeted out the following: a summary with links to all 35 Bitcoin, cryptocurrency, and blockchain bills for 2021. It has been a fascinating year in crypto policy and legislation, and I look forward to sharing what 2022 brings with my readers. And he's writing for Forbes Crypto. But what's interesting, what I want to share here is there were 35 bills, guys, in 2021. So while, we're not getting everything we want right away, and I know many of us get impatient. Hey, I get impatient. I get frustrated. I'm so angry at Gary Gensler, Elizabeth Warren, Janet Yellen. You guys know I put out a lot of videos and tweets about these things. But we're seeing, just more bills being introduced, more members of Congress are awakening to crypto, getting educated about it. I've interviewed some members of Congress, like Tom Emmer, as well as Cynthia Lummis and many others, guys. So I'm just excited to see what 2022 brings. I think we could see comprehensive crypto regulations in 2022. I hope it happens. I hope I'm not wrong, but I think we may see that. But 35 bills, that's a good sign, my friends. Now, Ron Hammond, who is Director of Government Relations at the Blockchain Association, he's also the author of the Token Taxonomy Act with Representative Warren Davidson out of Ohio. And he tweeted the following, recapping what has taken place in 2021 as far as crypto regulations. He said, as 2021 comes to a close, I thought it would be good to provide an update as to where things stand for crypto policy in Congress. The tail end of the year included multiple hearings, bills, and teases for what is to come. Here's a thread of what we're seeing on the ground in DC. One, not to sound like a broken record, but things are very hectic in DC. In the 5 years I've worked on crypto policy, this is the busiest it has ever been. Crypto is the sexy issue for financial services policy, and everyone wants a piece of it, especially Congress. That's a great sign, guys. First, you need to, get in front of these people. You need to be top of mind. You need to be part of the dialogue, right? Before you can actually get what we're looking for, which is comprehensive crypto regulations. Number two, as Congress heads into an election year, there are a lot of political elements that start to come into the picture. Republicans seem confident they will flip the House. Democrats are fairly sure they'll hold the Senate, but like most elections, it will get divisive quickly. Now, one thing a lot of crypto influencers have been calling out, and I've done some of that too, is that these Democrats who are anti-crypto, they're going to get destroyed, because as more people become crypto holders and information is spreading how they're trying to stop it, like idiots like Brad Sherman, idiots like Elizabeth Warren, and so forth. And this is not to be political, to say, hey, I'm Democrat or I'm Republican. I'm just calling out the idiots, right? And the people who are anti-innovation. There are some things that we need to be on the same side together on, and that is innovation and the future of the country and the economy, right? And we all can tell that the United States is lacking right now. We're lagging behind, guys. So number three, typically in an election year, Congress works in a normal business course till around June/July. Then much of the focus turns to campaigns and messaging for voters. So realistically, Congress has about 6 solid months to work on legitimate policy, and crypto is top of mind for many. Number four, the last few months of 2021, we saw hearings in both the House Financial Services Crypto CEO hearing and Senate Banking Stablecoin hearing. Both hearings varied drastically in tone. For the House hearing, both sides of the aisle were much more open to crypto, not all, but most. Number five, while there are a variety of reasons for this, a common theme are seeing is the generational difference. We are seeing is a generational difference. Similar to policy issues like marijuana, banking, younger members, regardless of party affiliation, are more open to crypto and are asking us to come in and educate. This, number six, this is especially apparent at the staff level. Even those who work for the members who have never uttered the word crypto once are asking to meet with the industry because they are fascinated by the topic. It is trendy and an issue that has plenty of policy work to be done. He continues here, number seven, on the flip side, the Senate, which skews older, seems more set in their ways, and requests to have industry come in and educate members/staff is far less common. The Senate also dealt with crypto extensively during the infrastructure fight, so there is some fatigue. Number eight, he says, there are more crypto bills in the works than ever before. The members/staffs are making it at a point to be bipartisan as much as possible. These bills aren't being rushed. Rather, most staffers are using good due diligence and checking with all relevant stakeholders. So he continues. I don't want to read everything he tweets here. You guys can obviously check it out, but there's good signs. Once again, we don't have what we want completely. And once again, that's comprehensive crypto regulations, but we're moving towards it and we're seeing progress, slow progress, but we're seeing some progress. And like I said, there have been 35 bills introduced to Congress. Now, Lizzie Fallon, who is crypto financial services policy for Representative Tom Emmer, who I've interviewed on the channel, she gave a rundown to, talking about in 2021, the bipartisan blockchain caucus 2x its membership. Great sign. We've seen great leadership from Representative Tom Emmer, Darren Soto, Representative Ro Khanna, Representative David Schwerkert, I'm saying that right, and Representative Bill Foster. So much to come. I'm bullish on the caucus. We had several briefings for the staff this year, kicking it off with NFTs 101 with Dapper Labs, Circle Pay, Blockchain Association. Then Coin Center taught us about crypto AML issues. Next Chain Analysis and Elliptic joined us to talk about ransomware attacks and crypto traceability. This is awesome, man. Like I said, guys, great progress. I think 2021, despite what Janet Yellen tried to do with the infrastructure bill, despite Gary Gensler, that moron at the SEC, a lot of progress was made, and we're seeing a lot of people in Congress who make the laws are jumping on board the crypto train, and we're seeing associations and different advocacy groups forming. We're seeing an increase in lobbying as well. So all great signs headed into 2022. And here, Rosalind Layton, who's been covering the SEC Ripple lawsuit and everything the SEC's been doing, she did a recap as well. And the title here is The Year in Review. Crypto is here. Get used to it, Washington. Love it. And I'm not going to read this article because you guys can read it yourself, but it's essentially recapping all the stuff that happened, in 2021 and the battles with the SEC and so forth. Now, Congressman Tom Emmer tweeted out today, talking about the technology of Bitcoin and so forth. He said, even when 60% of the world's Bitcoin mining was forced out of China, the network remained reliable. The technology is capable of so much if we let it. And he's been calling out Gary Gensler. I think he called him an idiot. He said he's so smart, he's an idiot in a recent interview. I love him. And then once again, I've interviewed him. So if you haven't seen that interview, be sure to check it out. And he tells it like it is. And there was an interview in 2020 where he said XRP is not a security. Now just imagine that, a congressman coming out and saying something like that. Bitcoin and crypto is global. We're seeing global adoption. Check this out. Turkey's president to send Bitcoin and crypto law to parliament soon without delay. That's a quote. The dominoes are falling globally, my friends. Game theory is playing out. Turkey is one of the countries that could benefit from crypto with their respective fiat currency, obviously just getting destroyed. Venezuela and these other countries who have really bad currencies. I think it's Nigeria as well. We're seeing a move towards crypto from all these respective countries. It's amazing what's taking place. And I'm just sitting back and being patient. I'm sure many of you are as well. And all of this adoption will lead to higher prices, but we got to be patient and look macro level. Check this out. Thai Telecom to invest $100 million in 7,000 Bitcoin mining machines. Wow. Now, once again, it goes back to my thought from the beginning of the video. Why are they making these investments now? They know higher prices are coming and they're looking macro level. These guys are not looking monthly and this week and this day. That doesn't matter to them. And this is why I've said many times, this is how smart money and institutional money have beat retail forever, because retail doesn't have the patience. They don't take the time to research and look at this thing holistically. While smart money, they take their positions and they sit back. And then retail, not all retail, because you and I are retail, but we're on the side of smart money because we bought the lows, right? But majority of retail, they FOMO in, and that's where their money gets transferred to the smart money. I know that may be a hard pill for many to swallow, and that's called the dumb money crowd. It is what it is. It's happened forever, but I've always said to you guys, pat yourself on the back that you're here, you are researching, you're learning about this asset class, you've taken a position, and you're being patient. Pat yourself on the back, guys. That is how smart money operates. And I've talked to many hedge funds and many investors, not just in interviews, but offline conversations, guys. And, I've even talked about it, for the first time in history, we get a chance to front run the many institutional investors as well. And those of you who've been buying, since before 2017, like I have in 2016, even if you bought in 2018, 2019, you've front ran a lot, or front ran, or whatever you want to call it, a lot of the institutional investors who are now jumping in, right? So I hope you guys see that. And I hope you have the patience to hang on as this thing continues. Now, final news here, Binance to acquire outstanding shares in Swipe, the industry's leading cryptocurrency Visa card issuing platform. So I think Binance, they're trying to get their regulatory ducks in a row here and cross their I's, dot their T's, and they continue to make acquisitions. They're obviously the world's largest crypto exchange. And, I know CZ, I've interviewed him a couple of times, the CEO, and certainly respect him. And I think they're going to continue to build their business out. So I would keep an eye on Binance. I think after the regulatory pressure they've been feeling, I think they've been trying to make moves to clean up, get things in order. So looks like they're moving in the right direction here. Anyway, guys, I know I covered a lot there. Love to hear what you guys think. What do you think about these crypto predictions? Are you in agreement? And I think, we just got to be patient. 2022, I think we'll see that blow off top. We'll make some more money. And, happy new year if I don't get to make a video tomorrow, and wishing you all a lot of good health, prosperity, and happiness, of course. And, leave your comments, guys. I'll certainly read them. And by the way, stay tuned. I may do a crypto giveaway, a really good giveaway to give back to all of you. And I'll share details once that's ready to go. Thank you, guys, and I'll talk to you all later.